Hello everyone, Adam here from Three Camp Radio, and today I have a new debutant. I have my mum.
Hello. Thank you
It,
so much. I've waited so long for this. I listened in the other room to you having fun with everybody else. My turn. Thank you.
yeah,
Carry on.
we have a tier list, and we're gonna ease ourselves into it. If you want more of this, please let me know. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anything. Please let me know because I get the feeling this is gonna be quite fun. We're gonna be doing purely aesthetics, just aesthetics. I know a lot of people can say like the champion can make the championship, and that is true. But we're gonna base generally of aesthetics and what we think, and come to a general consensus to where it should be. Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Happy
get
days.
cracking. And the, I mean, we've started off with basically what I believe is one of if not my favourite, the big Gordy right at the very start.
Okay.
What do you reckon? What do you
Let me
reckon
put my
to it?
glasses on. I can see it.
Put your readers on.
It's very big.
Yes.
I take it as a man's title because a woman would look tiny in
Oh,
that.
I don't know.
You'd have
Some
to
big.
slimline
The
it for
women
a
have
woman.
some big titles, and I mean that the Raw and
Yeah.
SmackDown current titles actually are
They are
quite
quite
big
big actually.
because they're basically made off the same model as the current WWE title because of creativity. Um, I get it, marketing, but yeah, this is the era of Triple H. Um, WCW had this title. There are two different versions. They basically both look almost exactly the same. But I mean, we've got the five different um, tiers here. It's a tier list. Forgot the word tier. Iconic, great, decent, bleh, and absolute tosh.
Hmm.
And I'm
Guess a
gonna,
couple of them are going in absolute toss straight
I'm
away. But we'll save that for now.
gonna override anything you say here, and you're going in iconic straight away because it is like iconic as the
Why am I here?
as the tag team iconic. It's like it is. It is. It's iconic. I've overwritten everything I've just said, and but
You've always liked this title, though, haven't you? You've
it's
always
my
liked this
favorite
belt.
title. It's my favorite title. It's pure history. Absolute pure history. I love it.
Obviously, you go back further than me. I've not been watching it as long as you. I just know in that era. He probably wasn't in that era. Shawn Michaels. He might have been
He
just after it.
did. He did win that title. He
Oh, well,
did
it was
win
all
that
right then.
title. Elimination Chamber in his poo brown pants because they weren't finished. They were poo brown pants.
I don't know.
But he did win that title, I believe,
No, well, it
which
looks
is
all right in it.
fantastic
Yeah,
to see.
that's fair enough. Look back on it then while it's Shawn.
Fair
Not
enough.
like that.
Maybe. Um, Next up, the 24/7 title.
Hmm. Oh, that's tosh, isn't
It's just
it?
it's tosh. It is. It's absolute tosh. Thank you. Let's go. There we go. Absolute tosh. No more needs to be said. It was not thrown in the bin by Nikki Cross. It was she missed it, but yeah, it's binned.
It did start off as a good idea to give somebody who's not there every week a chance to actually win a belt, but they just started taking the mick.
It was based off a
It's
title that is coming up quite soon, and it was inferior in every single way. Moving on. It's the WWE Championship, and this is an era where it was, in my personal opinion, I'm gonna keep it PG and gonna keep it in the realms of the tiers. In my personal opinion, Tosh. I think it's 2014 era, I believe, where they had both the WWE and World Heavyweight title, and um they not combined. They got rid of one, basically just made it one title, unified. That's the one. They
yeah,
unified the
unified.
belts. They unified the belts.
Hmm.
I just,
I'd
uh,
say it's tosh. I'd say it's blur.
you going
Blur.
Blair?
Blur.
We'll go up
Yeah.
there. We'll go up there with that.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's not as bad as the one underneath it, but it's not fantastic.
It's just there, really. It's got the big champion on it.
It does
The
what it
logo
says,
is
doesn't it?
scratched,
But
which is the old school scratch logo, but it was in the PG era, so it just didn't really work for me.
no, it's not right, but it's not as bad as the other one. But it's not fantastic, is it? I suppose you wear it, you've won it.
Yeah,
Really be proud of it.
it was the era, I believe, of like Randy Orton and John Cena for
Yeah.
the.
It's a bit of an insult for them to be winning that, then, isn't it? Really, when you think about it.
No one was really bothered at that point. They've faced each other so many times, it's unreal.
Who
Everyone was
hasn't
bored.
that? Yeah. Who hasn't John Cena for?
It was to the point where it was mentioned. I could be wrong. Am I wrong? I might be wrong. I think I'm wrong.
No.
Next up, the current WWE title. Uh, you know what? I've come to like it. I've come to like the current
It's
WWE
decent
title.
or great. It's not iconic.
It's not iconic, no.
But
It's not iconic.
Rubbish by any means. It's a pretty decent belt, that. I'm happy to wear it in it.
It's decent. It's decent. Yeah. I think that's creativity. I understand the marketing behind it. Put the big WWE on it. Everybody knows it's WWE. But I think if you have a wrestling title, a lot of people are gonna think that. But it makes it dissimilar to other fight sports like boxing and UFC and other things like that. Makes it dissimilar to them, I guess. So decent or great? Because Roman's made it great, but we're going off aesthetics as well. So
yeah. It's as you say, it's not just the belt; it's the person that's carrying the belt. And for that, this steering towards great. Simply because Roman's made a mediocre, decent sort of title, but he's made it so much better.
He has. I agree.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
There's a lot of these titles, you've got them, and a lot of time it's the person that's carrying the belt and what they've done. You have mid card belts which are blue, and then you get somebody who puts a really good show on and a good run, and that elevates it so much. So like it was a decent title. Now it's up there, a bit better up there. So for that one, I will go with great.
Yeah, completely agree. It kind of lowers its standards when you put it on gender, but
that's absolute tosh for gender, but that was again, that wasn't his fault. It was what they made him do.
I actually quite like him, to be honest. I actually quite like the man. It was just he was put in a pretty.
He was thrown in a position like you're going to be that from nothing.
He put in a pretty piss poor position, to be perfectly honest. I think. So next up, we have the Big Ego belt. Now that's going back, dated back. I think Attitude Era time, something around those. It's bit different to the Winged Eagle belt. It's more full, like around side, but I don't think it's as good as the Winged Eagle, which we will get to.
It's like a bit relic.
It's like a relic.
It does.
That's
here,
dark.
from this distance, it just looks like a bottle top with straps, the sides on it. No, I'm not over keen on that one.
Oh, I'm gonna leave this one to you.
You've got to disagree with
I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna leave it to you. Gonna open myself a bit of a Lucas's sport while you make your decision. Dig your grave.
Anybody that wins a belt, it means something to them, but that's not. I'm not massively impressed with that.
Where are you gonna put it?
Oh,
I'm gonna leave this one.
I was gonna say
right for you.
Tosh, but I'll probably get slaughtered for it, so I'll go with Blair. It doesn't impress me.
To try and save face just a little bit.
Just looking along, I think the other one's better.
Oh God, how would that hurt?
And it's too much. There's too much gold. There's not enough.
Not enough flair.
Yeah.
Woo!
No,
Dear me.
I don't like Ric Flair. No, I'm not a fan of this, I'm afraid.
Where am I putting?
Blur. Blur.
Bleh.
Yeah.
Bleh.
For now.
No decent. No
Not
decent
yet.
so far.
Not. No, I'm not keen on that. But it just looks like it's been bits and pieces put together, and it doesn't. It's not.
It is kind of like the ginger cousin of the winged eagle. I will give you that. It's
Yeah.
not fantastic.
Yeah, the other one will go further.
It's not
I haven't
fantastic.
seen them both.
Well, I know where the winged eagle's going straight away.
Oh yeah.
The ooh, yeah.
Ooh, fight and talk, Mr. Barker.
The Daniel Bryan's WWE Championship. Now we were watching during this time when he had Eric Rowan as his heavy.
Yeah.
And
carrying that forward because it was that big.
He basically made it out of like what was it? He made it of like not tarp. That's
it was
something.
It was everything that was vegan, wasn't it?
It's his vegan championship.
Yeah.
Now so many people hated this, like the wooden belt, but I loved it, and I loved the gimmick. Everyone hated it, but you're not supposed to like it.
It was making a point, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. Like, I love how a vegan gimmick is heel. It's hilarious. But yeah, what do you think? Because I love it.
It's better than the one that was just had on. Sorry.
Oh, my mum's turning heel already.
Oh, I love a good heel. But I remember that so well. I love the storyline and everything to it. And, you know, it could have been made of pasta or anything. That it was just the way you put it together. And everybody hated it. And the more they hated it, the
better it was.
Yeah, exactly. I would go with decent.
Decent?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think pretty decent because...
Okay, I'll put
what he did, he made
I'll agree
it work.
with decent.
He made it work.
Yeah.
You looked and thought, what the hell is that? You don't know what it was made of. But it wasn't leather. Nothing.
I loved
nothing
it.
With animals.
Yeah.
No children or animals were killed in the making of this belt.
I'm a fan.
But, you know, it was
I'm a
definitely
fan of
not.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
definitely
decent,
a fan.
and he sold it so well.
Yeah, he's great.
And even not a fantastic big fan of Daniel Bryan, sorry, but that sort of, well, you know me.
Heel turn. Oh my god. I even upload this?
I was never. I think no, I wasn't a massive fan.
As a wrestler, he's one of the best in the world, but you're just not a fan of
no.
him as a gimmick. We all know how amazing he is as a person.
Yeah, he's lovely as a person.
Amazing as a person. But,
I'm not a massive fan, but I like what he did with that. It was different. I thought, what the hell are you doing, mate? But
yeah, that's the thing. It was different.
And he was proving a point of the time.
When you have at the time a show with a lot of the same, different is good, and that was good.
Yeah.
They unveiled a vegan belt, and it was good.
As they got on.
It was a very intelligent, very smart angle. I was a fan. Moving on to the smoking skull belt, and just I understand it, but in my personal opinion, it's I don't know if it's this or the Brahma Bull belt. I don't know which one it is, but they didn't really see the light of day. It was just to sell, to basically get money off.
Was it a tribute to anybody or anything?
It was pretty much just his belt because
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's his belt pretty much because The Rock had the Brahma Bull belt. He had the Smoking Skull belt, but I don't think, in my personal opinion, it gets higher than Blair. For me personally, I'm not really a fan of it. He could have done a bit
more with it if he was going to make something of it, because everything's skulls and everything with Steve Austin, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He could have, whoever. I mean, he might have got his kids to do it or something.
No, it was made by WWE.
Oh right, oh dear,
but I don't. On them. I'm not 100% certain whether it was that or the Brahma Bull. One of them didn't see the light of day. It wasn't put on the It wasn't put on WWE TV or anything. It could be one or the other. I'm not 100% certain.
I go with Blair because
I go Blair.
It could have been so much more.
I go Blair. Yeah.
Because again, as you know, I'm not. He's grown on me, and I think watching his podcast has warmed me to him.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a massive.
What?
Because he couldn't really wrestle, could he?
What?
I don't know. Everybody stuck up for
what?
him, like you.
What?
But,
what?
I think his antics. I'm ignoring you. I don't
what?
Freak out really. I like the smashing of the cans and all that sort of thing. I didn't like him as a wrestler. People
have been
hate me for this.
I have been showing you some culture on that. You have been getting cultured.
I'm going out so you can get torn a new one. If I keep going out like this.
People watching this swear to you, absolute Lord.
Oh dear me.
I promise you, she's nicer than this.
No, we have totally different opinions where our wrestling's concerned with this.
You're just slow, apparently. Steve Austin, his merch sales alone show how good he was.
I know.
It's because he was the blue collar championship.
Yeah, I understand that he was the everyday person, and I like that about him. I like that.
I've been showing you some culture though. I've been showing you some Steve Austin matches, and you do like them.
I do. Only for the fact they stuck up to Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's why you like him.
Sticks it to the man.
That's why we like him.
All right for me. So yeah, he did grow on me, but he wasn't my favourite.
Yeah.
And he's a face, isn't he?
For the basically majority of it, for the boom of the Attitude Era, yes, he was a face. Then they turned him heel. Sorry, at the worst time ever.
We discussed this earlier, didn't we?
We did, yeah. It's the worst possible, if not the worst heel turn of all time because of the timing. Because The Rock went to film the Scorpion King shite movie. The CGI was horrendously bad.
Yeah, but it was The Rock, wasn't it?
It's The Rock, yeah. Dwayne's. I mean, he pretty much he films the exact same movie every single time. Well, that's by the by.
But anyway, yeah.
Moving on, absolute tosh. Not even gonna ask you. The spinner belt, John Cena spinner belt. Not even gonna ask. It's absolute tosh. What's your opinion? Tosh. Nice.
Yeah.
Winged Eagle belt, iconic.
Yeah, like that one.
There we go. Straight away. There are two certainties right away. Just boom. Because the spinner belt, awful. Like I mean, for children, incredible. Children love it.
Yeah.
As a title belt on its own, it says champ. Doesn't even say champion. It just says champ. Has a spinner belt. And looking at these, I'm so glad Edge's rated R spinner belt wasn't on there because even he hated it. So yeah, tosh. And the biggie, the Winged Eagle belt is it was held by The Rock, Steve Austin, some of the best of all time, and aesthetically it's absolutely beautiful.
It's lovely.
Jim Bailey has he was on. If you go back to my latest Jim Bailey podcasts, it'll have it in the background, loud and proud. I don't blame him.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's good. It's a nice looking.
Beautiful. Moving on to the Cruiserweight title. This is an interesting one.
From here. Without going really close to it, just looks like something an Everton fan had made. Sorry.
Dear me. Not even a Liverpool fan, an Everton fan.
Yeah, because it's is it blue or purple?
It's purple, Mum.
Right, okay, right.
My favourite colour.
Sorry.
Purple.
And which one's this?
Cruiserweight. Now, it was held. We were watching at this time. It was held by Pac or Neville.
Yes.
And if you want to go off the point of the champion makes the title, it would be up indecent or great because Pac he's phenomenal, truly an absolute world great. But then it was held by Enzo. And then you go back to the whole promo that the Miz cut on him, saying that he was in the cruiserweight division because there was nowhere else for him to go. And if you look in the background, Maurice has a piece of paper in her hand for notes about where to go on the promos. She scrumples it up because she realizes where he's going probably isn't on script.
Yeah.
So you can see I watched it back today.
Yeah.
And there was someone commented that. But that's by the by anyway. Purple's my favourite colour, but well, you thinking it was something an Everton fan made says it all. I don't think it's absolute tosh because I appreciate the ambition of where they were trying to go with the title. I appreciate that a lot because they actually did try something new.
I'll give it decent.
Would you give it decent?
Yeah, for what they were trying to achieve.
Okay, I'll let you have that.
Colour.
That's very true. It is my favourite colour.
They've got none of
I'd definitely have it below the vegan belt, of course. Though, they did make one of your colour as the Saudi Greatest Royal Rumble belt that Braun Strowman won, and no one ever talked about again.
That's fair.
Divas Championship. Let's move on.
That's gotta go in absolutely.
Let's move on from that.
Because Divas full stop was awful time.
The only time I can think of that I actually enjoyed watching the Divas was AJ Lee and Paige because those two are phenomenal.
There could have been so much more if they didn't have to be Divas, but
yeah,
move on with that because there's so much better than that. They don't need to be called
looks like
Divas.
a tramp stamp. It's like a tramp stamp, something you go to like Magaluf when you're pissed. You know what I mean?
When you had night. Something like that. Not that I call that, but you know.
Let's move on. The European Championship. I like the European Championship. It was held infamously by D'Lo Brown. He held it quite a lot of times. I believe Christian held it quite a few times.
Fair enough.
It was held by some legends of the business. It's a beautiful championship in my opinion.
Would you say it's decent or great?
You know what? Oh, see, if you put it in great, we're putting it in the same era, same category as the current WWE Championship. But we are going off. We said we were going off aesthetic, but we're going off championships. We're going off the champions as well now.
Well, I think that was the other one, but it's not. We did with the great for the current one because of who's carrying it and who's made it that.
You know, it's been held by some great legends. Yeah. I'm gonna put it in great. You know, gotta put it in great because at least it's a lovely championship and the European Championship. I like the thought and idea of it.
It's not a US title or something. It's European.
Yeah.
Make that one as well.
I'd like it to come back. I'd like the European Championship to come back. It'd be nice. Something else to kind of to go for.
To gravitate to.
It's nice.
You have a Great Britain one.
I've always. I think I'm mistaken.
Should have a Great Britain one for when WWE when WrestleMania comes to England.
Well, Will Ospreay has turned the Japanese I think it's the New Japan US title to the UK of Great Britain. Or I think it's the UK Championship. Yeah. And I think that's really, really good work.
Smart. Very smart.
It's very smart work, yeah.
I like that.
Moving on to the hardcore title. Now, that is one of my favourite championships of all time.
Who's carried this then?
Who hasn't? This
hot potato
is what the 24/7 title was trying to be. This was defended 24/7. Who didn't hold it? But that is what makes it great. There's only one first. Is what I'm trying to get at. There's only one first, and in WWE, hardcore title was basically that you would just have the likes of Raven, who I think could have had more. What's his name? Hardcore Holly, Crash Holly. Crash Holly was synonymous with this title. Mick Foley, of course, you can't mention the hardcore title without Mick Foley. some elite names. Taz as well. So many people would sneak off with this title, but in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think Crash Holly he just made this so fun to watch because when facing the hardcore champion, you just know a referee's nearby.
No,
Yeah, always, always. And I thought the 24/7 title when you do have a green championship. It is the 24/7 title. It's the worst one. One of the worst on the damn thing. Um, the design of a 24/7 title looks like a coin. It's just shite. But at least like the hardcore title looks like a shambles, but it's just put together like piece by piece of what I can find and things like that. But that's what makes it so cool. Like it isn't designed to look like a big Goldie or a winged eagle. It's designed to look hardcore.
Yeah. So, I like that. I'd put that as great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tobias, what do you think? You think who's carried it? The people again. Ooh. The people who've carried it have made it great.
I'll stick with great. Because iconic is a push. Iconic's difficult with what we've put in iconic. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But I'll stick with great for now.
We might change our heart.
I might have to change our heart later, but I'll stick with great for now. Moving on to the current IC Championship, the one Gunther is holding. Now, when you think about a champion making a title great,
I know where this one's going for me.
What are you thinking?
I go iconic. You might not agree.
Already. Oh, it's a difficult one because
it's either great or iconic. It's not decent. It's definitely not bland. It's not absolute tosh.
When they unveiled this, I didn't like it. I thought there was too much going on, too detailed. But as it's gone on,
yeah. But when he's carried, you don't notice all that. He's got such a big presence about it. You don't really notice all. You just see this brilliant belt on an iconic champion who we saw years ago.
Years ago, pre-pandemic, we saw him in Progress.
Yeah, you look at him now, you think, bloody good on you, mate.
And I got the autograph of Toni Storm on that show.
He certainly did.
She lost her title to Jenny. I'm fuming.
Photo?
I got a photo with Trent Seven as well.
I got a chat. Yeah. You were chatting with
I was chatting with Zach Gibbs and you were chatting with James Drake.
Normal situation.
Standard,
yeah. Always talking to James.
Standard stuff. I'm gonna stick on great.
Yeah.
Purely for the fact that it's not been out long enough to put an iconic in.
Yeah. Okay.
It's only recent, but I'll stick it in a very hard great. Very hard great.
Yeah.
One of the OG Intercontinental Championships. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the one where they brought it back after it was out of commission for a long time. I mean, a long time. This one they brought it back. It's got more of a round, sort of like overly sort of cylinder sort of
it's
shape
different
to it.
Shape. I like that shape.
I grew up. Oh no. Yeah. I back there, Jeff Hardy held this title. Carlito held this title. You think of so many people, again, legendary people who have held this title, and this was in commission when I was growing up.
No,
this title.
Hello,
Pop. Eat kettle. This has a special place here.
Yeah.
Because I grew up watching wrestling when this title was in commission. The likes of Jeff Hardy and Carlito holding, Shelton Benjamin holding it. Oh my lord, Rob Van Dam. Oh.
I like Rob Van Dam.
Oh, so many legends holding this title. Yeah, I personally and leaning towards great. What about you?
Yeah, it's decent. It's a nice belt. Decent people have carried it, so let's go with great.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's right here for me.
I think that's as much as anything. It's like anything you like. It's not. It's like a song.
It is, yeah.
It's the memories that it brings. The
It's
people that you see
nostalgia.
carrying. Exactly. Exactly.
Pure
So
nostalgia, yeah.
yeah.
Like Jeff Hardy, Carlito, Rob Van Dam, Shelton Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Shelton Benjamin's still with the company, you know. Still with the company.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. They've got such a talent there. Just sat there. I honestly could stand there. I genuinely think maybe not with the current crowd, but they popped for. Well, it was Puerto Rico who popped for Carlito, to be honest. So they were
Oh
loving.
yeah, of course.
But I
It's all
actually
crowd.
think you can have a battle royal. Have Shelton Benjamin win that title, win the battle royal, and have him come up against Gunther. That would be a phenomenal match. That. Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. Have
Do you
you
know?
seen Shelton Benjamin
Yeah,
recently?
he's looking
He's
good. He's
huge.
shredded in it. He's doing a
Oh,
big.
I mean, you say that, but
Yeah, I would like
Chad
to.
Gable's just beat him via count out.
He's just something else, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing. Yes.
I'd love Chad to beat him for that title when he beats the Honky Tonk Man's reign. I'd love it.
Yeah, let me beat that first.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he needs to beat that first. But this is an Intercontinental title, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, going back a few years before. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, could be wrong. Let me know.
I'm sure they will.
Right. Comment in capital letters that you are wrong. This was in this era. But I think it was the title that was before the one that we just put in great. It's a bit more edged to it, side and edged down. I quite like it. I think it's a nice belt. I think you look like a champion with this one.
A similar look, but not the same, if you like.
Similar, but this is more hardened.
And who's carried this then?
If I'm not mistaken, I think this one was more around. I think this one was more around Shawn Michaels, Triple H era, The Rock, when Triple H and The Rock were like kind of making the stamp, like they weren't who we know they are.
Yeah.
They were early.
Up and coming.
Yes. Now, I could be wrong about that. Probably am.
It's a decent belt.
Crucify me.
I like that belt.
Yeah. It's nice. It is a very nice belt.
I
Very
don't know if
nice
it
belt.
go in decent or great. At least decent.
I'd say, see, straps make a belt different as well.
Yeah.
I'd say straps. We'll get to it. I'd say decent.
Yeah.
I'd say decent. I
Yeah.
think that one's better. I think I might get crucified for that because there's some people who don't like that. But the one we put in great, this one, I had that as a plastic replica belt. I had that.
Where is it?
Broken. But I had that. Probably in the garage somewhere,
I think it's up
unfortunately.
in the loft,
Oh no, I
actually.
don't think that was broken. I think the mini tiny one that came with one of the wrestling figures. I think that was broken. I don't think that one is.
I think that's in the garage.
I had a replica. I had a plastic
but I
replica Intercontinental Championship of the one that's in great. This one, the other one, and I had one of the old school World Tag Team Championships. Just one. Which makes sense. But it was fun. It was so much fun. But yeah,
that's in the garage or up in the loft.
Me and my brother definitely not wrestling at home. Do not wrestle at home.
No. No, definitely not.
No, as I say, straps make about different. This one is another Intercontinental Championship. Same design. Nothing different but the strap. And I believe this is the one that was brought back when Cody Rhodes, if I'm not mistaken, brought it back. I think it was Cody that brought this Intercontinental Championship back. The white strap rather than the black strap.
No, it's white, doesn't it?
I love white straps.
Yeah, I'm more of a black fan. I like the black. I don't know what to start that like.
Cut.
I like the black straps better.
Do you?
But,
See,
but he makes
I
it look good,
think
and
I think a black strap makes
I
a
think because so many
title
of them are black.
more. It's like if you were going to make a World Heavyweight Championship or WWE Championship, you go for a black strap.
Yeah,
Makes it look more prestige. But if it for a mid card title, I think white strap is lovely.
yeah,
They
because it
usually go
breaks them
white
up.
strap for the women as well.
They did. Yeah,
They usually do
yeah,
with that.
they do.
But yeah, I'm a.
It's a
What do you
nice
reckon
one
to
that.
that?
It's at least decent.
What do you reckon strap wise?
It's nice. It breaks it. It's just I think black highlights it more, but because there's not as much black in the actual belt itself, in the title itself,
Yeah.
the white will highlight it.
Should we put them in the same? Or would you put that one higher?
Higher than
This one. Its counterpart, but with a different strap.
I'll put them the same.
Put in the same. Next up, the Light Heavyweight Championship. Now, first glance, what do we reckon?
I don't like him.
Neither do I.
It's for what it's representing. It's very very boring.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very bland.
There's too much gold between.
Too much gold, and if there was something in the middle of it.
It looks like something's in the middle, but not enough. It's gold.
Well, it's like a
Whatever's in the middle is gold. And if you got like the blue thing looks like the Earth, like what would be on the Intercontinental Championship, for
we
example.
could put that in the middle rather than
it just
looks like it's not being centered properly.
it looks
You know
bland.
what I mean? Yeah.
There's too much in between the top and the bottom,
Yeah,
and
there's a
it's
big
boring.
gap. We know it's gold, but don't show off. But you could put something in the middle and make it much better than it was.
Detail it a bit more.
Yeah.
You can over detail, you can under detail. That's under detail by now. It just looks like someone just put it together.
And what's this belt?
Light heavyweight. The first person I think of when I think of this title is X-Pac. So should put it in Tosh.
Yeah, for what it's representing, it's
Bleh.
Yeah, I could use other words, but I won't. But
I just said bleh, so you'd think I'd put it in bleh, but no, I personally think it's just Tosh. I think it's a crap belt. Personally.
Not impressed.
This is, I believe, the first ever NXT title. I believe so.
Yeah.
So you're thinking of the likes of Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Neville. When you think of the first proper NXT, not the renditions before it when they were carry barrels and take us on near falls over for the millionth time. But what's your go-to when you look at this?
When you think of what it moved on to, I mean, the belts we've seen been carried by. Well, that was a tag team belt, though, wasn't it? But that was a really good belt.
It's difficult because of who's held it. Some of the best call-ups have held this title, but they have redone it into what would be much better in my personal opinion. It's weird because the X is huge and kind of dominates, and you don't. It looks flimsy.
It does
at both sides. It's weird.
It's a shame because of what it held, what it was representing, and what it led up to, and who's held it and who's held it since.
It's a piece of beautiful history. Don't get me wrong.
It is a piece of beautiful history, which would lead. Oh, it's really difficult. This because do you put it in blur? Do you put it in decent? It's not absolute tosh.
It's not. I don't look at it and think tosh, but I don't look at it and it doesn't stand out to me.
No, blur.
There.
Yeah. And it's a shame because Sammy and them held it, and look where they are now.
Yeah. Sammy and KO current tag team champions.
Absolutely amazing. But
I believe this is the I could be wrong. It's either the current NXT title or it was until they went to NXT 2.0 Art Attack, Nickelodeon. But I think it's much better than the old one that we just put in there. I like it.
Yeah.
The NXT, the X dominates it, but it doesn't look flimsy. It looks like an actual title belt now, rather than just the other one looking like a toy. Because I think they look like a toy. This one looks like an actual championship.
I don't like the other one because it's like bits and pieces, like in the little round the outside. It's like it's on hanging onto the belt, whereas this is more.
It looks like a championship.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, the other one looks like a toy. It looks flimsy.
I'd put that one in decent.
I'd put it in decent. Yeah, I think it's quite nice.
Next one up.
It is next one up. Yeah. Don't know where I was going then. North American Championship. I know where I'm putting this one straight away, but I want your opinion.
It was pretty decent. That I like that. Who's carried this then? Sorry.
Oh, who's carried this? Am I correct in saying I think Keith Lee's the first two-time to carry it? That was I believe Johnny Gargano, maybe Tommaso Ciampa, maybe. I could be wrong about Ciampa, but I'm sure Gargano's held it.
We've got to put in iconic, aren't you? Because of Gargano.
I'm gonna put it in great. Okay. I'm tempted to put it in iconic, but I'm gonna put it in great.
I know you are, because you're a massive Johnny fan, aren't you? Johnny Gargano.
So you know what? It's nothing to do with that. It's the fact that I've never seen a championship look like that.
It's completely different to every other one on there, isn't it?
It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful.
I like the colours as well. Yeah, we'll go with great for that one. I'll
go with great. It's just it has North America on it, on the middle, but it doesn't look weird. It fits perfectly, and the burgundy belt
it's beautiful.
It's one of my favourite belts I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's probably one of the nicest ones on there then, actually.
Yeah.
I think the colour, everything about it's nice.
But weirdly, because it was introduced years ago, a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago. You look at Iconic, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's introduced years ago. But I still think it's too recent to put an Iconic at the same time, which is very strange to say, I think. But I do think I could defeat my my own argument in a second, but we'll get to that. But yeah, it is beautiful.
It's a lovely belt.
What else
can you say? It's completely different from every other one, isn't it?
Yeah. Unique in a good way, as opposed to the 24/7 title just being unique in shite.
It just looks like a bottle top, that one.
Yeah, pretty much. It looks awful. We'll have a look So I'll put it over this one for now, in terms of greatness.
Yeah. That's going to be moved up in it. I can see that's sliding up a bit, but we'll see.
I don't know, because the RC title in front of it, Gunter has made it into what it is.
Yeah, well, I said iconic for me, you said no, because it's recent.
It is, it's too... Yeah, but that current IC title belt has only been introduced very recent. I mean, very, like, the last year or so, last 1 or 2 years, maybe? Just for Gunter, just for him.
For you.
Made this so just for you.
Win it. Because if not, we're going back to the other shite one.
Ooh, other shite one. IC titles have always been nice.
Yeah.
But then the yellow strap one. Yeah, the yellow strap one.
The yellow strap on it. No.
I think that was back when. If I'm not
ringing the bell.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Ultimate Warrior in that era. The yellow strap.
That's not right then, isn't it?
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Yellow strap. Always thought that was odd. Pardon me.
That's right. Side. Been a good boy.
Next up, the only about IC titles for so long. NXT Tag Team Championship title. Mix them together. This is the early days one. The contrast in colours down the middle, the gold tag and the black team and the black and the gold is interesting, but again, much like the NXT title, in my opinion, screams youth. Not youth as in age, as in our age, youth as in the concept of the current NXT product we've got now. They would later on create better and kind of grow into what they have.
Yeah.
Me, it screams early doors show, early doors titles. And what do you reckon?
It's decent, but it's better than the Blur one that we had. It's like improved a bit, that it's got everything in the thing right, because the other one looks like it's just been sellotaped together, bits and pieces. So this was actually more of a belt. I'd say decent, but I won't go any higher than that with it.
You'll put it in decent?
Yeah.
Okie doke.
Because I know there's better coming.
Decent there.
Mm-hmm.
The upgraded NXT Tag Team Championship.
Who's held this?
Have Grizzled held this one?
Was that the other one? I think it was this the one we held, isn't it?
Grizzled held the UK NXT UK Championship. They're the ones we've held and have pictures with.
Is the UK one on there?
It is.
Okay.
We'll wait for that one. We'll wait for that one. Current NXT Tag Team. Well, I don't know if it's current, but like this is the upgraded one. Anyway, it's the upgraded one.
It's a nice one.
It's beautiful.
I would go great on that one.
It's
beautiful.
It's got the gold, the silver. A lot of people.
Everything about it.
A lot of people think about silver as secondary and low rate, but I think silver can upgrade a championship as well.
I would sooner have silver than gold. I think it's much more. It's nice.
I wouldn't want to have it like all over, because I kind of contradict myself a little bit. But at the same time, if you add silver with gold, I think it can be very nice. And this is a very, very good example. I will put that in grey because it's a beautiful championship.
It's a really nice looking championship.
It is indeed, yeah. The NXT UK Championship, and this is where I contradict myself, because that's it. It's absolutely stunning. I've held it because when Pete Dunne came around, and let me tell you, fucking heavy.
Yeah.
It is heavy. I've got a picture up there with Pete Dunne with three belts in his mouth, like that.
One of them was that one.
How the hell does he do it? That is heavy.
That's a gorgeous belt.
It's so.
Would you try and take it off his door?
God, no. I would allow him to give it to me. That's it. Like, the detail, the absolute attention to detail in that championship is chef's absolute kiss. The people, I'm pretty sure that's the championship going to hell for over 700 days as well. It is actually going to hell for so long, and it's to UK Championship.
And it had to relinquish it to go on to bigger and better things.
Pretty much. And yes, a lot of you are going to say it was through COVID, and pretty much, like, they still count those days, even though it wasn't being defended because of COVID and all that. I understand that, but I don't care. It's beautiful. And
I won't argue with him, with you.
God, no. He's one of my favourite wrestlers in the world, and he's one of everybody's favourite wrestlers in the world. I don't care. He is one of your favourite wrestlers in the world. Don't care what you say. You will sit down with that. The light I've got on me will shine out on you. He is your favourite. Yeah? Yeah.
I like Ludwig.
NXT... What?
I like Ludwig. Is it
Ludwig?
Ludwig
Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser getting slapped around recently.
No.
Getting slapped around recently because he's trying to make it. He's trying to make advances on a lady, and she doesn't want him.
Who is she?
Maxine Dupree. She's with Chad Gable and
Otis.
Otis.
Oh right. Oh god.
She's great.
Yeah, she is.
The whole thing's great.
I've not seen any of that, so I'll have to have a look.
He's being a bit pervy on her, but even then,
I
his
love him.
movements
I
are
love him.
still so good.
He's
Ludwig
just
Kaiser is one of the
so
best. He's
fluid.
incredible.
I've liked him since I first saw him. He's just one of those wrestlers. He's got something.
I've switched because I
You
used to
didn't
be.
like him, did you?
I used to be
liked
with.
him.
I used to love. I still love him. He's still incredible. But my favorite used to be as Kevin and Sammy put it, Baldy.
Yeah.
He's brilliant, but he's the silent one. Ludwig Kaiser, the way he catches and catches the jacket,
so fluid in everything he does.
Incredible.
He's just so military and precise in everything he does. But so's Gunther. It's just everything works for that faction. It's amazing. It's fantastic, and they've made any belt they've had. They've made it work.
Oh yeah,
they've made it work, and it's down to
if it wasn't for the whole Bloodline storyline, which has been stunning,
it's been
absolutely stunning.
Brilliant.
If it wasn't for that, I'd have had the tag team championships on those two for the longest time. No. But I understand that completely, and it hasn't hurt them in any way because they're with Gunther, who's one of the best. So
go Jay. Go Jay.
100%.
Absolutely. 100%. And you didn't like him at first either.
I liked both of them. I've always loved them, but I was a Jimmy fan.
Yeah, I've always.
I was a Jimmy fan, and you've been a Jay fan the entire time.
And I think as I got older, you've been able to distinguish which was which because of identity. Twins. And I've been cheering sometimes, saying, "Oh, go on, I love it." No, that's Jimmy. And it was only the tattoos.
No, that's Jimmy. Or Soju then.
That gave the difference, and each time they
had
a different tattoo, so I could distinguish.
I'm not going to cheer for you.
No, it's brilliant, Jay. This storyline has been absolutely ultimate. It's been one of the best things in wrestling for years. Absolutely loved it.
Couldn't agree more.
And I just hope it continues a little bit more.
Yeah.
Something more come out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's done worlds of good for Sammy. Because he's needed some, because he's so bloody good.
Yeah, beforehand he was in a bit of that weird. He was doing that paranoid, everyone's against me gimmick, and then he was in that storyline with Jackass. And to be honest, you and I were both skeptical, but it was a hilarious.
It was
a great match.
Very, very good. Although I wasn't keen when it started. I wasn't keen of the idea.
But it was great.
But it was really funny.
Yeah, fair play to him. It was great, but iconic because we say so, basically. NXT UK Championships, NXT UK Tag Team Championships, I should say, and this is the one you dropped when Grizzle came over to Future Shock, and you dropped one.
I didn't drop that. I dropped the one that Wolfgang was holding.
Oh, that was the Adrenaline Championship.
Yeah, that's the one I dropped. I would not drop. In fact, I had photos taken with James and Zach, and they held them for me because they were darlings. So they put them on my shoulders. That was it, fighting spirit, and they held them for me so that I didn't drop them.
Oh, aren't you cutie?
Oh, bestie mates. So, but James was saying, "Oh, just be careful. They have heavy these. You'll be all right. So they held them for me. So they have been on my shoulders, but I held them, but they were holding them in the back as well. But I dropped Wolfgang's because he said it's the quickest time ever dropped a title. That was quite true. But they brought them to Future Shock as well, and you held them down. That's when the line parted for me to go and see James.
Pretty much, James just went, come here, and they just went, boom. You just walked through everybody and cut the queue.
I did. Got the best photo I've ever had. Oh, he's a sweetheart.
That Mr. Bean, then, isn't it?
He's always been my favourite. I love him. He's a proper gentleman.
And that's a fact.
Proper gentleman.
That's a fact. James Drake is someone's favourite wrestler.
Absolutely.
Fact.
Yeah, I think he knows that as well. Then it's not changed. It's in America now. He's still the best.
So for a sentiment alone.
Yeah, let's go with it. Iconic.
Iconic there. And the women's iconic there as well, because same thing with Kaylee Ray. She's the longest reigning NXT UK Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee Ray, of course, with Isla Dawn right now, and the Women's Tag Team Championship I believe, should never really been taken off them. Really, I think they are doing wonderful stuff with. I just don't understand, but we did get another championship reign out of Liv and Raquel. That ended very quickly.
Can't understand why they do that. Like
Because they don't
Raquel?
care about they don't. Well, they took it off them to push Raquel up the top of the card to challenge Rhea Ripley for the championship.
How'd that go?
Still going.
No.
It's still ongoing at the moment now, and Liv is currently injured, so we couldn't really hold them.
That's the only thing. When something like that happens, you build them up. One get injured. It's, do you keep the other one down, or do you let them carry on with their work and elevate themselves? It's a shame.
Liv Morgan's injured at the moment, but there's a lot of people who give Liv Morgan a lot of hate, and I really don't like that because I think she's a phenomenal talent. I think she has improved tenfold, and I think a lot of people ragged on her because of the booking. It wasn't necessarily her fault because she won the title. People were rallying behind her for years. She wins the title, and they just start booing her because it's against Ronda Rousey, who everybody hated at the time anyway and still do. And then they have this dodgy finish where she pins her for the 3, but she taps. Oh, I hate dusty finishes so much. So then they didn't turn on the book and they turned on Liv.
Yeah. That's poor that.
Yeah.
Don't like her. She's done everything. Everything she can to put herself over. I think she's a really good wrestler. I like her. I love her as a person. I like everything about her. I think she's really good. But I like Raquel as well.
I think Raquel needs a change.
She does. She's everything that Rhea Ripley. She could be everything that Rhea Ripley is. She's got it.
She's just bland at the moment. Having a big back isn't a gimmick in my eyes. She needs something a bit more than that, and she's deep down she's got it. Deep down she's got it. She was here in NXT and it was phenomenal, but of course you can't turn a heel against Rhea, but you can have her challenge and challenge and challenge. Come up short, then turn heel on the returning Liv Morgan, and then you've got a feud there, maybe. So I don't know. A little bit of potential fantasy booking. But yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first ever women's NXT Women's Championship held by Paige, Emma. Could be Emma. I think it was held by Alexa, Sasha Banks, Bailey. Yeah. If you want iconic champions, there you go. The iconic 5-star Sasha Banks versus Bailey Iron Woman match, which was stupidly good. It's one of the greats. If you want to watch some great women's matches, just go on NXT and watch Sasha versus Bailey. There you go. But if anybody's getting in,
it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Just a night of them watching those matches.
Oh yeah.
When they were up there.
Yeah.
Not being messed about. I think it's great, that one. It's a decent title, that. I do like that. And I like the fact that it's white and different, which we've gone against everything except for the other ones. But
more silver, but yeah.
Glasses. Yeah. No, I like that.
Where would you put
decent one. I'd put that as great.
Didn't expect that one. Didn't think you'd like it.
No, it is, because it's different. It's different, is it? And I remember I remember holding that up. And it just looked...
It is a good title.
Yeah.
It's a good title. Personally, for me, I think it looked a bit too much like a bit too woman-like, a bit too female for me. But of course.
Yeah, I can understand. We'll put it as decent then.
No. I like you think of the people who've held it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's different.
you look at that title differently when you look at each title differently when you.
Do you know when I saw that? Do you know what I thought of? She's probably not had it, but I just thought of who it would suit. Mickey James.
She's not held it, but I can
No, but
understand.
that's sort of I could see her holding that.
There's one coming up that she has
yeah.
held
But yeah, I like that.
somewhere.
That's a decent one.
There it
That's
is.
pretty great. That.
Yeah, there's one coming up Mickey James has held, and we'll get to that. But and we'll get to my opinion on it.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like it for some reason.
Okay.
NXT Championship.
That's alright.
They've had a few changes to this one.
Yeah.
They've had a few changes to the NXT Championship over the years. I don't think it's as good as the one we put in decent.
No.
But I think it's still decent. I just think it's a lower decent.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not blur.
Definitely not blur.
Decent, but not fantastically decent. When you see the others, if that's the case, they'd be great, but they're not great, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So, yeah. No. Right.
Yeah. Not that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's stick with this for sure. Yeah.
It's just because it's that one. Just I like it, but it just looks that one. It's awful. But yeah, like that one, like that.
You really don't like that one, don't you?
No,
it just looks pinned together and there.
Doesn't look like a belt.
This is, I believe, the women's NXT tag title. So it's the same as the one we put in great, but with a white strap.
I like that.
And looks, it's the silver in it, and it's different.
It's a decent one. I like that one.
Where would you put it?
Probably great.
Okay. That's the same, isn't it? Not the same, but like similar.
Yeah.
Similar. Pardon me.
Men's and women's, is it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe it's the same with that as well. Men's and women's. It just.
Not belong, Ronnie.
It just changed it a touch, but I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do Raw Tag Team Championships.
From here, you'd have to sit here. You see it. It looks like Gordon out of Thomas the Tank Engine's looking at it. So it looks like it's got little eyes and face on it. From an, first
that is. I keep looking at that. That is something I never thought I'd get. A Thomas the Tank reference.
You'd have to look at it from this angle, and it looks like it does. It like
wasn't Gordon blue?
I don't look at the face. His angry face wasn't it?
The one to come would be Gordon. Wasn't Gordon blue? Which one? Red. Which one was red? Was it James or Percy?
Oh, James was angry. Yeah. No, it just looks.
Gordon was just an old man, wasn't he? He was a cranky old man.
Looking at it from this angle, then I'm seeing Thomas the Tank Engine characters. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Hello everyone, Adam here from 3 O'Clock Radio. Let's talk Thomas the Tank Engine.
It does, it looks like Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, that just looks like a very, very angry with a really frowny face. I'm not over keen on that one. You like
They were the Raw and SmackDown changes to the very last one, and they are like helmets with the fluff on the top, but again, like kind of
that Fusilier sort of
back to back fusing, like kind of going into each other.
I don't like either of them. The two would soon have that one, but I don't like the other one. I think it's all.
They've been held by some greats. Currently at the moment held by Sammy and Kevin. They are the titles that Jey Uso held. The Usos, held for a record-breaking amount of time. There's a lot of legends held them. However, at the same time, they look like pennies.
Yeah.
And despite that, it's very rare. But despite who's held them, I still absolutely just can't stand them.
Yeah, they're awful.
I think WWE have been coasting on a terrible design for the tag team championships for a very long time, and I think they need updating.
Yeah. No, I don't like that. I think it. No.
Tosh,
I'd say. Not awful. When you think of who's carried them, but
same for them.
He's getting closer now. He's looking right at me. Yeah.
Who is? What's that?
Oh, Gordon, or wherever it is, he's staring straight at me. It must be James, and that's Gordon. And it just looks. If you look at from here, all you can see is it looks like eyes with a frowny face looking at you. No, I don't like them at all.
If you wonder what she's been drinking, it's wine.
I've only had a small glass.
Red wine.
No, they do though. You'd have to sit and you can see it. Right. Come on.
The current Raw Women's Championship.
That is a decent one, that. I like that.
It depends on the colour of which one you like. It's basically the WWE Championship, but different strap and colours. But
a lot. When you see there's 3 there, they put 4 there. They put so much effort into them, haven't they? There's.
It's
like they brought Billy on his day off. They go on then, we'll do that. I'll draw this for you.
The thing is, like I agree with you.
I like that one better than the other one. That looks, they just made it a bit bigger.
I agree with you in terms of like they all look the same, but like I just think it's marketing, isn't it? That's the annoying thing. It's all marketing, and it's just annoying. Like, oh, look at this belt. You'll know who we are straight away because they give them out, don't they?
Yeah.
To the NBA, baseball, anyone, to charities and things like that. They give all these proper, legit replicas, but legit belts out to all these causes and different people and people who succeeded in broken records. So I can understand it, but it's just not inspiring. But if you think of the people who have held these titles, the Raw Women's Championship recently, of course, was held by Bianca Belair for a period of time that it shouldn't have been as long as it was.
And it's back again, and it wasn't.
It's been held by SmackDown. Raw, fused together so much. What do you reckon?
I like that one better than the other one. The newer one.
This one better than this one?
Then that one.
What, these?
Yeah.
Oh, they're different.
Oh, are they?
What about these?
Why do they look the same? I thought one was Raw and one was SmackDown.
Yeah.
They're both the same, aren't they?
They're the women's.
Yeah.
That's Universal. We'll get to that.
Oh, sorry.
They're the women's.
The same. That's what confusion is.
Move that there. Move that here. Don't know why they're not together anyway.
They're both the same.
Yeah, one's Raw, one's SmackDown.
One's red, one's blue.
That's what I'm
saying. I'd have to go to SmackDown because I like SmackDown better than Raw.
Same.
So that would go above the other one. But that's the only reason because they're exactly the same, only different colours.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Both the same.
The reasoning I'd go for the blue one for the Blue Women's Championship is for the it was through COVID, and Sasha Banks and Bayley as the role models just absolutely carried them. Yeah. They absolutely carried them, and I think the Raw one was kind of, I don't even remember who was Raw Women's Champion at the time. Possibly Charlotte.
Bayley that time, didn't she have everything going with Michael Cole and that
was just hilarious.
Absolutely brilliant.
So I'd put that. I'd put the SmackDown Women's Championship in great. Personally. Maybe the Raw in decent. What do you reckon? Yeah. It's neither of them too inspiring, but we have put the world title there as well in great, so you go kind of picture that, put that into perspective.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the Raw. Wow, yep, I'm not mistaken. Raw World Tag Team Championships. That one. And then on the right is SmackDown Tag Team Championships. These are around early to mid 2000s. These are mid 2000s.
I remember the last one. Did you have that?
I believe that's the one I had. I could be wrong. I had one of them.
Yeah.
It was one of those that I did have, along with the Intercontinental Championship as well. Put them together, it might be 2 tag team championships. You never know.
I like that one better than the other one.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you put that one?
Decent, I think.
Put that one in decent. Okay.
You might disagree.
See, I grew up watching them. I grew up watching those. I for some reason, and in the back of my mind, I think of Carlito and Chris Masters, and I think of them feuding with the Big Show and Kane for those titles, and then they lose the titles. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, they lose the titles to Spirit Squad. And then the May 19th stuff starts happening, and Shawn Michaels puts a shirt on. I can't remember who he puts it on. It's like Mark Jindrak. Who cares? Some jobber, some rando. It says May 19th all over it, and he gets because Kane's walking up the ramp, he gets a microphone, goes May 19th, and gets out the ring excited like that, and you just see that. And he comes back and just absolutely decimates the guy. Quite funny, but a weird storyline just to sell and shill a really bad film.
You were showing me that the other night.
Yeah, it's a bad film.
Amazing how much stuff we watched together and say, I showed that.
Yeah, it's a bad film. It's just a bad film. Really good way of him, like, say, it's a slasher, and it's a really good way to get people.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like if you watch if you watch or play Overwatch with Roadhog, who has to hook on a chain. That's basically it, but really, like, real life, like in a slasher, and a lot more gruesome. Because imagine a hook coming into you and then someone yanking you away. It's not a nice thought. Anyway, we go off track here, but that's basically it's what I associate with that championship.
Well, I wouldn't put the other one as the same, so I put that one in great and put the other one as decent.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I like that championship.
Yeah, and put that one as decent because it's alright, but it's not as nice as the other one. Like the aesthetics of the other one's nice.
I can understand that. Yeah.
I like this next one as well. Watch this one.
That is the WWE Unified Championship, Unified World Championship.
And who's carried that?
That, I think, straight away. Grabbing at that, looking like he's about to bend the thing. Brock Lesnar, I think with that championship, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. If I'm not mistaken, it was that championship they were fighting over when Brock Lesnar almost died. He did his shooting star press and down on his head. If I'm not mistaken, it was that championship. God, The Rock maybe as well, maybe.
So maybe.
Nobody important, no. Just jobbers.
Do you think that's great or iconic?
Iconic in my eyes.
One of my. Who's carried it? It's a gorgeous belt. That.
It's one of my favourite championships of all time.
People probably know that I'm not obviously known much about these belts. I'm going by who's carried them and what they look like. We have different opinions, but I'm very physically drawn to things. Because there's one of these that I don't like at all, which we'll get to in a minute. But I'm going by how I would. What my opinions of look wise. Adam's got many more memories than I have. Not because I'm old, it's just because you watching these things when you were little and I was washing up and things, so you would watch these things. But I'm only going by what I think they look like, how I would have my opinion of what they would look like and how nice they are.
That's fair. As I was saying, that we did start off, and we kind of aren't. But some of them I know more history on than others. So
it's like a learning curve for me.
Yeah, it's fun. Just fun.
Down memory lane for you, isn't it?
And I've put it third in iconic
Yeah, I've
as well.
noticed it's that worked its way up.
It's because of the history.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because of the history of it, and it's a great belt in my opinion. It's big, and I'm gonna contemplate myself with the other one in a minute with this one, but it's a big belt, and I like big belts. That's why Big Gold is
I like big belts. Sorry.
Can't lie. Next is the old United States Championship belt. This is why I'm contradicting myself because it's small, but I absolutely love it.
Nice belt, that.
I love it because I grew up watching. I grew up watching people with this championship. This was there when I was growing up, and even though
little laddie.
JBL, possibly Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. JBL versus Chris Benoit. I remember that being a brutal match.
Just for the sheer people that have carried it, it's got to go near the top on it.
I'd say great. Possibly not iconic, but I'd say great. Because I love this championship.
It's a nice belt, that.
Yeah, I always have.
Again, memories for you.
The thing is, I always have, and I remember having a conversation with Jimmy. He doesn't like it. I think it's because it's small. It's not like a massive. It's not a big belt. But I grew up watching it, and
you should know. Size doesn't matter. It's not always about the size. Yeah. But I understand the size of a belt. The size of it is just like it's pointless going like that.
You want
kids going round.
I completely understand that. Yeah, 100% understand.
It's a nice belt.
I do understand that completely. Yeah, definitely. Because if it's a small belt, that's ridiculous. But it wasn't too small in my eyes. I don't think it was too small. I think it was a nice belt.
It's body belt, that. I can't believe we've gone through so many.
I
didn't know there were that many.
Right, now we have the updated current United States Championship belt. Held for a long time, barely defended by Austin Theory, and currently it is held by Rey Mysterio.
I'm ready to do more with it, but I do like that.
It's nice. It's been held by Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley. Again, very recent, very, very recent. I think the thing that drags it down for me is the big champion.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Because you're flashing lights. It's a belt. It's a championship belt. You don't really need that on it. I'd put decent.
I'd put decent. Yeah.
You don't need to state the obvious. They're not that, I think.
Yeah, I'd put decent. Now we've got to go for a 2-for-1 here for the Universal Championship belts. In my personal opinion, one is better than the other.
Like the red one.
Pardon?
You like the red one?
No.
You like the blue one?
Yeah.
I always go for the blue.
The red one, do you remember the invading?
The what?
Do you remember the invading of the Universal title?
What?
Was it Mick Foley who unveiled? No, I think Mick Foley unveiled the 24/7 title. I forget who. It might have been him again. It was so bad. The fans just laughed and booed.
Thought, oh my god!
Everyone was chanting "Jam Belt, Jam Belt." It was bad. Yeah. Like, in my personal opinion, right, you can argue, but in my personal opinion, I'm putting absolute tosh.
There's no thought or anything gone into it at all. It's just same old, same old. Are they men's or women's?
This is Universal title.
So for men. Oh. Just no.
For the red one, I'm going Tosh. There's a reason I'm going with the red one for Tosh. Purely because of the unveiling. It was cursed because Finn won it and got injured straight away. However, I think it looks infinitely better blue.
Yeah.
Much better blue. And it is the title Brock Lesnar's held a lot of times. Roman Reigns held until they unified it into the gold one they've got now. But this, along with the WWE title, is the one where when he's getting announced, he'd got that and to his opponent, and I absolutely love it when he just does that. It's so great. So
Where's that going?
I think great. Purely for number one, number one, the tractor match. Number two, Roman Reigns has held it for a very long time in the Bloodline feud, and once again with the WWE title. It's just the Bloodline feud has been flawless in my eyes.
Yeah. I go with that.
And I think a lot of people disagree with me. I think people wanted Cody to win. I think people wanted Jay to win. I want Jay to be the guy to win.
I think it worked out well. It was too soon for Cody. He's just come back. He's got to earn it. He appreciates that. But if anybody, I would like to see Jay win it over from him.
I think coming up to Mania would be great. No Royal Rumble. Jay could win the Rumble, maybe. It's like a surprise return. That would be nice.
Don't build my hopes up.
You never know.
I booked the night off for that. Yeah. Don't get in it.
Yeah.
Be like you with Seth when he came back. No, Seth. Edge.
I don't think it'd be like that.
Oh, I'm just a bit.
You'd be tough to bit. 9 years and I cried.
Oh, you cried like a baby, but it was worth it. Yeah, but amazing.
Yes,
Right, what's this one?
This is the classic women's championship held by the legends Trish Stratus, Lita, and Mickie James, and some absolute legends of the business. I want your choice on it first, your thoughts on it first.
I've been going along and I've seen it, I just kept looking and thinking, it looks like it's advertising some sort of lager. It just looks like a label of a beer bottle. You might disagree.
Hurts my soul. A lot of people don't like this championship. A lot of people don't like it. It's small. I admit it's small.
I don't know the size of it. I'm just going like there were like
don't clip that.
30 there were 30 odd titles, and I just kept being like, my eyes were gravitated to that, thinking, what sort of beer is that? It just looks like
out of all of them, that's the one you're gravitating to.
Because it's so red compared to the others. It's
you very... alcoholic.
No, it just looks, it's completely different than the others. If it had if it didn't have so many words on it, you'd think it was like brown ale or something, or pale ale.
It says women's championship.
I know it does, but if you don't see that, it just looks. But having looked closely to it, it's a really nice belt, but not fantastic.
What are you putting it?
Decent, I will put. You want to go higher, but you've got memory.
Decent.
But it's very. It draws your eyes, and I suppose that's good. But
it's been held by so many legends. Trish, Lita, Mickie James, Victoria.
Is that in the Attitude Era, or the bras and panties sort of
Steph McMahon?
Yeah, but
it survived them.
It did survive that, but it doesn't want to go any higher than that because the era was absolute shite. And
yeah, but so was
the Diva. And the Divas era wants to be forgotten about. Awful times. But now we're seeing women
at the same time
fighting like they should be.
If I'm to put an argument on there, it is the championship that was held when the likes of Trish, Lita, and Mickie James started to actually have great matches.
Regardless.
Raw, Trish and Lita, first women to have a main event Raw. It went from shite and Jerry Lawler going, puppies! Disgust, as great as he is in commentary, as great as he was with JR, go fuck himself for that. It's vile. It makes you genuinely just sick. It genuinely makes you sick.
It's an embarrassing time for wrestling. It's just good to see women, and I'm not a feminist by any means. I just want to see fair play. But seeing that was an embarrassment. It just showed you how women were thought of then. to how they hopefully should be thought of now. I'd like to see just more respect for everybody, but to get women up there elevated, and let's get them back on track and up there.
That's what the idea was. Probably not with creative, but with
the wrestlers themselves,
the women, like Trish Lita and all of them, and Victoria and Mickie James. They're having some banger matches with the title.
We see Trish still there now. Lita.
Trish is still going. Lita.
Well, she's
in the era of safety. Probably shouldn't get back in the ring unless it's like a Royal Rumble spot.
Yeah.
But Trish, dear me, she can go. Still to this day.
She's fitter than I was when I was 20. It's embarrassing because I was fit when I was 20.
It's insane how great she is right now.
Yoga. It's
the
future. Not my future, but it is the future. Somebody, but if it makes you look like that, go girl, because she'll hell of a body. She looks brilliant.
Her abs are just insane. You can see it on Instagram. Going
through that era of history.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She truly is a legend. It's ridiculous. If anybody questions her, it's just stupid. Genuinely just stupid.
What's this one?
Is it current? I think it's. I think they've dropped these and used the other ones because they had the current, which were Ronda and Shayna versus Dawn and Katie Ray, and then Shayna and Ronda won because lol, obviously. But these were the women's tag team championships. A lot of people don't like them.
I think it's pretty decent.
I don't mind them.
I won't go any higher than decent, but they're not bad.
I think decent. I'd put them in decent, yeah. This is a tag team championship belt. I'm not too familiar, I'll be perfectly honest with it. I did have a look earlier. I'm not overly familiar on it, but I'm not a fan.
No, I'll go blur with that.
Yeah, I'll go blur. And with these are the original ones before these ones. I think these are even worse.
I go with absolute tosh.
Yep.
That.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that one. That's. Oh, let's just stick a different colour on it. They'll look it better. It's awful.
It does look better, but it's still crap.
It's still shite. Sorry.
It's true. And that's our list.
I'm quite
there we go.
That went better than I thought it would, Adam. Shall we do another one?
Why not?
Let's see what the fans think.
If anyone wants more, why not? It's fun. I like doing this. First ever time doing it, and it's fun. Why not? Just talking wrestling, and we love doing that. You could sit me down for hours talking wrestling.
That's what we do anyway, so we may as well put it on a podcast.
So true. Are you happy with that?
Me? Yeah, that'll do for me. Consider it was a very, very, very last minute thing. That's not too bad at all. Even more prepared next time. Right, yeah, enjoyed that. Enjoyed it. Nice one.
We'll see you next time.